Stop. 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 Sigh. Soothe. Self-soothe. It's okay. Surrender. Let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. Thank you. Smile. Hello, my name is Dr. Carol Viera, and greetings and welcome to my process. So what was that all about? Well, yesterday I made a video about decision making. And as part of that, I said that I'd be willing to offer some specific, simple, straightforward, easy strategies that you could use anywhere, anytime, in one form or another, to get oneself in a location that one was more in tune with oneself, tuning to the A of one's own authenticity, as best as one could do that. And from there, you just feel more yourself, you just feel more like you're in tune with what your actual goals are, your actual desires, the things you resonate with. And when you're there, you can make a better choice versus coming from a place of worry, of stress, of fear. Am I doing the right thing? Am I making a mistake? What about that person? They're doing it that way. Maybe that's what I should do, which is just a place of survival, a place disconnected from who you really are, who you authentically are. And so you making a decision from that place can only be offset to that. And then we wonder why we have difficulties or why we just don't know what we're doing. So the steps that I just did were ones that I use myself and I use with some of the people I work with in varying degrees or other and varying extrapolations or other, so that to just kind of disconnect from the other stuff and come back. Just come back. And I've brought these together over time from just my own experience, my own discoveries, seeing what's worked over time with research, all the different things, and tried to weave them together into something that would be meaningful, not only for myself, but for others. And so that's what I promised I'd do. And that's what you just got a demonstration of, me doing myself. And so I'll walk you through it a little bit now, again, and you can see how it works for you. Let me know. So the first step is just stop. If you want to get back to you when you're somewhere else, what's the best place to start? Maybe the best place is to stop. To stop the wheels from turning where you are so that you can kind of make a course correction. And the easiest way to do that is just come to a stop. Okay? And then usually a lot of times when we find ourselves in a process like, what the heck am I doing? What am I doing? We just say, okay, stop. A lot of times it naturally follows. It would sigh, right? Body wisdom just does it automatically. We don't even have to think about it. And so that's step 2. It's a natural progression. Step 2, just sigh, which is breathing, right? It's exhausting out the tension, and it's getting the body into a more settled, stable, balanced, regulated place. And that's the place where you'll find you. Okay. And the next step is soothe, self-soothe. And that might seem odd and it might seem awkward, but bear with me. Suspend your judgment, give it a chance, right? Give it a try. Because sometimes, like I say to people, sometimes all you really need is a hug, and you're the only one there at that time to give it to yourself. If you have your pet nearby, your dog, your cat, in my case, my rabbit, that can be very soothing too. And they could do that. But sometimes you find yourself in a practice room or wherever, backstage, and you don't have your cat or your dog or your rabbit with you, and it's not really a situation where you can have other kinds of self-soothing going on, walk in nature, fresh sights for the eyes, whatever it might be, So this can be really useful, and all of these things help to get your hormones in more balance, your neurochemistry in more balance, helps change your mind, helps regulate your feelings, your emotions, and it helps trigger those kinds of biochemical processes that really do support your well-being and being in a location in your mind, in your heart, and even your gut, right? That you go, yeah, I recognize that as me. I recognize that as me. The other stuff's out of the way. I'm not trying to be anything. I'm not trying to do anything that I think I'm supposed to do, be anything I think I'm supposed to be. And I'm just back home, right? So what's the natural step after that? Oh, soothing. Surrender, right? Let go. Just let go of all that other stuff. Just let go. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter at that moment. You want to get back home, you got to let go of that other stuff. It'll be there waiting for you whenever you want to grab it back again. Don't worry, it's not going anywhere. But if you want to actually be in touch with what you feel and what you want and where you want to be going, you got to let it go. You got to let go with what this one's doing and that one's doing and who this one's studying with and who's that one's, and that will get him an orchestra job if you do that. Yeah, maybe not. Probably not. Right? So, and even if it happened, what good is the best job? What good is the best situation that you perceive to be the best situation if you had to disconnect from who you are to land there? Now, there was an interesting study. It's still in progress. It was done at Harvard, and it's a longitudinal study, means it went over a really long period of time, where they followed these guys, these Harvard guys, from when they were like, teenagers to now they're, old men. It's really been going on a very long time. They've had something like 3 or 4 heads of the program because they've retired, died, or whatever, to keep the thing going. But it's interesting because they all started out when they were young saying, when asked, what do you want? They all started off saying things, well, I want to be rich and I want to be famous, or one or the other. What you'd expect, what we all think is the epitome of success, right? And then when they got to the end, in their elder years, that wasn't what any of them said, no matter how they turned it, that wasn't what they ended up having as value. It was the relationships, and I would venture to say, if they went further with it, their relationship with themselves, because that was going to be carrying over their relationship with others, and how that actually balanced out that meaningfulness in their lives was what really mattered. To the degree they found that, to the degree they found greater values and satisfaction that had nothing to do with those other things. Does that mean that some of them weren't rich and famous? No, of course not. But they found that, being that trueness, that, they probably had to change course many times, that trueness to those other values wasn't mattered in the end. And I've seen many people, when I was an intern and when I was doing my residency, I I worked in a number of geriatric wards, and boy, that isn't an eye-opener, okay? In terms of who was at the end just really in pain and struggling and regret, and who was like in the worst possible situation, physically, really not doing well, had all their possessions taken away from them because they were now, in the hospital, and they were going to be there until they left the planet, and be the most joyful person to be around, the most inspiring person to be around. Guess what? That didn't have anything to do with, I could see no correlation between money and fame there, whether some had it or not. I mean, that wasn't it. So that's kind of what I'm on about here, and I wanted to end it with those other two, the other two bonus steps, which was thank you and smile. Because it's something about being able to take a moment to say thank you to whatever process put us in such a place that we stopped and got back to ourselves. Thanks for whatever that was. And it can't help but produce a smile because you recognize I'm home. And when you're in that location, you can make a better decision, or you know what's right for you and what's not, regardless of any other input that may or may not be helpful. And you know what? From that location, doing just about anything else makes more sense and is true to you too. So I hope this was useful. It was a bit spontaneous, and you can let me know what you think. We can get into other things and other specifics about this process of decision making and go from there if you'd like. Bye for now. Thanks for being with me.